Hi there, this is the 2019 forecast for the sign of Leo, specifically year ahead for Leo risings. So this whole year up until December, Jupiter will be in your 5th house in Sagittarius. And Jupiter brings expansion and opportunity, and so it's in a house relating to you about how you enjoy life and fun and creativity, romance and children, things that are enjoyable like that. It'll be expanding those and allowing for new opportunity and growth if you so tap into that, so you can expect more doors to open in that regard. Jupiter will also be squaring Neptune in your 8th house, and when these two planets are in conversation in this configuration, a really good way that this can show up is that you explore themes of creativity and fun in your life that open doors for shared financial assets with others, or they allow you to make really deep progress into areas of life that you had once thought were too hidden or taboo, and could illuminate really interesting areas like that. But the risk of this transit is that you focus so much on having fun that it has a negative dissolving impact on finances you share with others. Or for example, you could be gambling and that negatively impacts a shared bank account. Things like that could show up, so be careful that you are dissolving boundary, not dissolving existing structure with this. Saturn and Pluto are together in your 6th house in Capricorn, and these two planets together really ask you to get serious and get real about the ways you need to transform to manifest maturely and in a functioning manner in the real world. And they're in your 6th house of day-to-day routine, of health and wellness and mundane matters. So these are kind of asking you to get realistic about the way that you are taking care of yourself, whether that means you need to take more rest, or that means you need to put more thought into your diet and exercise. Things like that have already been a theme for you to reconsider, because these planets have been there throughout the past year. But this year and the few years to come, this will be an area for you to grow into and up in. Uranus moved into Taurus in 2018 in your 10th house, but it retrograded back into Aries. So this spring, Uranus will be firmly rooting itself in your 10th house of career, which means that this planet of liberation and sparking change and showing you don't know what you don't know about this area of life could bring unexpected changes related to your career. It's a 6-year transit, so you can expect this to continue into 2025. But overall, you've already gotten a taste of the radical newness it can bring to your area of career and job, and you can expect that to continue and develop in the years to come. The eclipses for this year are in your 6th house, 12th house axis, which means that the areas of life that are being illuminated for you have to do with what we already touched on in the 6th house with day-to-day mundane matters of health and wellness, and also the 12th house will be illuminated, and that has to do with the subconscious mind, meditation, formlessness. It traditionally ruled hidden enemies, but that could just be people in your life that don't have your best interest. And so these two areas of life regarding your direct influence on your health and well-being versus the more subconscious or indirect influence on your health and well-being will be illuminated as points of focus for you this year. This July, Mars will move into your 1st house in Leo July 1st, so just know that you might get a burst of physical energy to start a new exercise routine or get shit done like a project or whatnot this July. It's a good time for taking anything under your wing that you know will require a lot of effort. Just FYI to keep in mind if you know you're going to be needing to start something major this year. 3 Mercury retrogrades for this year start in March, with Mercury retrograde in your 8th house in Pisces, March 5th through 28th. So just know that this might be a particularly fuzzy time for dealing with other people's money this March. Putting that out there to maybe plan around. Then July 7th, Mercury retrograde will be in your 1st house in Leo, which means that particularly relating to you, like literally in your life, things could just be a little bit delayed, or you might have some snafus and misunderstandings. So just keep in mind, even though Mars will be in your 1st house and you'll have a lot of energy to get things done, it's not the best time to put things into manifestation because they might not turn out as planned. Lastly, October 31st, Mercury will be retrograde in your 4th house in Scorpio, so November might be a particularly muddied month with communication regarding home and family. Not the best time to move into a new place of residence. I did that during a Mercury retrograde in my 4th house, and and it ended up being great at the time, but then now I don't have working gas for like almost a year. So example, just keep that in mind. This is a really great year to work on expressing yourself creatively and how you can grow in taking care of yourself. So I hope this was helpful. I do private consultations at the link below. Like, subscribe, do all the things, and I will see you soon.